guys are absolute jizz. They probably got their eggs flushed down the toilets. They're the kind of people I would take dinner money off of if I was in the same year and in the same scores.
We say lunch money or milk money here.
And then they'd be getting a little splat and they'd be I mean, they actually really contemplated what they're saying. These guys are absolute fucking nerds.
I believe that.
You will do nothing. Any of them little weirdos prepared to make me halfway, we'll do it fucking this week, next week. We don't need training camps. We don't need playing. We don't need gyms, venues.
That's right.
A fair play man and all that bollocks. Do you know what I mean? These guys would get paintbrushed and they'd be knocked into a fucking coma. Honestly. And Craig sat there smug. He thinks he's untouchable. You know the filth? He said over the years, one day he's gonna come a proper. You know, truth. Obviously the Wells and the Chapman family, I'm sure they'd like a word with him. All the other people he's offended over YouTube, you know, Brett, Decker, Andy, you know, I'm sure a few of them would want to whisper in his ear. You know, the low caps, should we say. You know, even Danny G, you know, but Danny G might be the only one that C can fight. That C, that's his Danny G. You know, that's good.
Oh, fuck, that's good.
Yeah, anyway. Yes. Who started this? Craig. Craig reignited the fumes. Craig went low again. You saw JDP was backing off from all this. And when he did come back with his Creepy Craig Daily, it was very softened down. There was no jibes. There was no bad words thrown at Rach. He kept to his end of the bargain. Yeah, he was still reviewing them. But you notice there was no more forehead jokes. There was no more
I didn't watch enough of them consistent.
Because he respected the truce. Whereas Craig had his little minions running around declaring victory. Paying people off to go up against me. Ian, Smurfy, Business, you know, donks, basically, donks, you know?
Yeah.
And
I love that. I love that word, dork, man. That's a classic one. You know, I've used it to a cashier one time. He's trying to get smart. And I didn't really want to be too rude to him. He was a bit younger. And so the best word I could think of without getting out of pocket or out of line was calling him a dork. And it was simple and effective. But I also think it's a great one to call your cousins or your friends, and when you're fucking when you see them doing something dorkish, when they're acting like a fucking dork. I'm acting like a dork right now. I'm watching the doc. Okay? All right, let's go.
Oh, JDP, you've gone too far this time. But they started it, and I know it's a bit, no, he started, no, they started, he said this first, he said, oh, we didn't contact, you know, it's tit for tat, but listen.
Hey, for real quick. That's good right there, he's thinking. Hey, Doc, you're a thinking motherfucker, huh? Let me pause. Yes.
Jake, when he brought back the Creepy Craig Daily, was a lot softened down. It was a lot weaker. There was no venom in it. There was no, you know, relentless, you know. But Craig decided he'd go low again, you know. There was, you know, and then, you know, he paid off the business.
That shit's it's kind of boring.
Put in Craig's fat.
Yeah, real quick. I think Jake's just funny as like a bro. It don't matter what the topic is and shit. It's just the character of him, like, you know what I mean? It's not even necessarily laughing with him for sure, a little bit at him as well, because he's just a fucking character. Ain't we all? But I like Jake in that sense. He's like a little bro, or like the funny classmate that back in the day that you see, you know, always getting into something. And you know, fuck the outcome because he's still smiling through it. That's the main thing. At least he's still smiling through it. There's been a little bit of those weird moral compass thrown back between him and that group. I really don't even speak on it aside from ugh, the nastiness of it. Everybody fucking knows, you know. And so, what more is there to observe? But I do enjoy watching Jake, and you know, that's seeing him revel in it when the times are good. You know, I see him shook a little bit, but to be honest, he's pretty honest when he's shook like that. And you know, no one's scorecard is gonna be fucking perfect neither. But I do believe that in the actions that were took, he won a majority of the battle. Being he never really stooped to the first original lows of what would you call it? Getting someone or powers to intervene, like the police or whatever. But who knows the facts either? I don't give a fuck really. Anyhow, the doc is great here. Let's get back to it. Jake, you're a funny dude, regardless. So, any topic you're going to be into, I think you do yourself a service and just stay on and have fun doing it. I gave you a lot of shit. Yeah. Anyhow, fuck all that. Fuck another time. Hope you're having a good weekend. And best to you and the lady, by the way.
Craig, Jake's family, online, making, threats, trying to.
Whoa.
What's that?
I just built a budgeting app in Base 44.
Guys, Anna just built an app.
How can we put it politely? To
Come on, get it out.
YouTube's standards. Being an absolute arsewipe, trying to entice Jake into a back and forth when he's a wet wipe and he's a nobody and he gets no views and nobody cares what he says. I mean, let's not forget when Craig's had the business on his lives and he's bored us to death with a.
Oh shit! The way that just rolled off, real natural. I guess he said it before. I just never really noticed, but the jizness. You know, whether that guy's a good guy or not, I'm not here to say, but strange personality indeed. You know, I'm sure he's normal to many, but comes off a little strange to me. I'm sure I'm strange to him. All good. All good. All right, back to it.
Story that could have been done in about 1 minute for about 30 minutes. Even die-hard cult members were saying, get him off, Craig, he's boring our tits off, you know? It is what it is. They're a pair of bullies. Ian and the chick.
Doc, man, you got a tolerance to watch some shit, though. I like to get my news through various other people because I can't sit and watch a long form or pick it apart. So I guess my opinion and everything will be a little biased too because it's several of you that I listen to, but the facts are the facts anyways in that major battle. That's why I say everyone get on, everyone have fun with what you're doing. And hey, fuck what I say anyways, right? Because it don't matter, it don't count for shit. But it's just my opinion. I guess this is my first opinion piece, kind of. And opinions change too. You know, that's something else I fucking learned, you know. Anyhow, let's get back to it. What's the doc got to say? Look at him, pursed lips and all. Come on, Doc, let's spit it, Doc.
Pair of bullies. They actually think they're normal folk. They actually think they can argue with normal folk. That's like, because they would never get away with that shit in the real world, you know, they'd get slapped. I mean, if me or JB, do you think that Jizz or Ian would dare run their guns if they...
Ian, you know, everyone gets worked up about Ian. I don't see him as a bad guy. I don't know his truths or not. He's getting on all right. I enjoy him a little bit. A while when I first found him, it's kind of like, you know, you develop, this is from my perspective. As you go on and you watch different characters in this space, you know, there's a point where at first, even if you don't agree or line up with the character, you kind of enjoy watching them, you know. You're observing something you quite don't understand yet, or may never, with some of them, you may never understand. But anyhow, fucking, this is the doc's opinion. Let's get back to the doc's opinion. But Stun bum, as some call him. And hey, if there's some reason to absolutely not like the guy at all, someone tell me. But I like the nicknames. I like clowning him too. You know, it's funny when people clown him, but I think he's all right though.
Or else face to face. Of course not. But they're, you know, safe behind, you know, shouting in front of the camera, aren't they?
Well, that's true.
Do you know what I mean? Because they're trying to argue with normal fellas, normal folk, you know? They've got lives, you know, that are successful, you know?
Woo!
Me and Jamie, we're success stories.
Oh,
Emily,
hey!
they just crawl out the gutter. They're like cockroaches. You can't get rid of them, but nobody's interested. I mean, look at the scumbags that Craig had doing his dirty work. Pair of Beatos, you know?
Hey, that's true, bro. So, as far as outside observer, that's facts. Whether they got him to or not, it seems strange the people out of that camp or the fans, you know, if it's a name and it just gets a stain and it's stuck on them, the guilty by association, I don't know. None of this shit's mine to judge. Just a outside observation. I think there was about several strange ones I've heard people talk about, but them two was fucking strange. Not just super strange, real bad humans. Real bad humans. That's for sure.
Bonkers and the other one.
Yep.
You know?
Real bad.
He said, oh, well, I didn't know they were like that. I just stayed the email, man. It was all totally innocent. Yeah. Sure it was. Sure it was. Listen, look, my advice is for everyone anyway. Leave the family bullshit out of all this. Have your back.
Hey. Fuck, I keep interrupting you. That right there though. You know, and it don't matter, first blood strike. You know, it's ugly. It'd be best if it wasn't. You know, I want to do a longer video explaining how I don't understand why it can't just, yeah, anyways, fuck off.
Call each other whatever you want, make the threats whatever you want, but family should be out of bounds, you know, it's time to grow up, you know, we're talking about grown men here.
Mm-hmm.
Jake's already won the war against Craig, don't forget Craig struck him, went to the old bill, went to the authorities.
Ah, see?
Encouraged.
That's what I'm talking about. So if all of that said there is true, yeah. That's what I meant earlier. All right.
His minions to run around, you know, leaving spiteful messages, spiteful threats. Had my hands tied by paying some of his Goober friends, Ian and Jiz, to do his dirty work.
I don't know about
so,
that.
in other words, I'm going to be busy. Right.
I don't know anything about that. Although I'm sure this is just a play, and he's having fun with it as far as that point goes, and he's sticking that on him. However, the jizness, as Doc calls him, he's doing it because he's a fan, a super fan. I think one of the first videos I ever seen of him was him tying himself to the mast of that guy's ship. He was saying he's always going to support him, and hey, you know, let him do what he's going to do. But anyhow, back to it, Doc. And Ian ain't. I like it though. I see. Doc does it with a straight face. Is that the straight face? All right, Doc. Back to it. You're a good time, Doc. Come on.
I'm arguing with a pair of cretins, with a pair of, you know, drug addicts. Can you believe someone of my high standards is sat on YouTube every day arguing with drug addicts?
Shots
You know,
fired.
I sometimes feel, fuck, what, you know, has it come to this? Same as JDP, we're big names on this dark side. We're too big on this dark side. We should be arguing with fucking bare knuckle fighters or million plus podcasts. You know, big names. Instead, here we are arguing with a few junkies.
Okay.
People that are denying that they're on drugs.
Okay.
People that are denying that they're
All right.
a couple. I mean, what is this?
What is
It's
this?
like shit, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm listening to you to find out.
We'll see what happens.
Sounds
from
strange.
there. Jake, I've got your back, mate.
Yeah.
I think, look, it's only fair
That's true. Doc well, he shot on him the other night. I think he did. I think he said stick his shirts up his ass or something. But hey, that's something I would tell my fucking friend too. So it's all good. It's about life. Life. He ain't no fair weather friend really. He just if he doesn't like his idea, he's a real motherfucker. He's gonna tell him, hey, I'm not backing you. Let's go, Doc. I like this guy for who I think I understand he is in reality, but I also like the character of Doc. Yeah, yeah. I know you're all the way through. Nah.
That lot can't mind. Look, I wasn't going to get involved. Yeah, like I said, I ain't got a problem with Craig, but look, he's getting others to attack JDP. So it's just JDP on his own because Woody Wanderer, Sniper.
I don't know.
All quiet in the church house. You won't see them do videos like this. You might see one a month if you're lucky. You won't see videos like this. You see it from me because I'm a real one. Yeah. Now Craig's got all his lackeys, attacking JDP from different angles to keep JDP occupied. Jizz, occasionally Brango, or Bum Fun, or whatever he prefers to be called. And. The bonkers and the urban dog, the urban dick.
Oh, remember that fool?
There's so many.
You remember I wouldn't call him the doc. Bro, the urban dork. Back to the term dork, the urban dork. That dude was a trip. How old was that dude? Yeah, he was a trip. Fucking A. We're flying around his little drone. I remember that. Oh yeah, I think Jake ended him with an old rap video or something. What's up with all these fools and their old rap careers and their strange songs with their suspect lyrics? Some fucking weird shit. Shock value, fucking. What's that say?
I can't even remember half of them because they were irrelevant, but it is what
Hey.
Anyway, everyone, have a good day. I will speak to you very soon. God bless.
Hey, God bless.
I want to know,
Oh,
have you
there
made
it
this mistake with
was.
your whole
There it was. First time trying something like this out. I'm sure I got a little mic thing too, and I didn't put it on. Look, this motherfucker's got one there with a fuzzy shit on. I don't know if mine came with a fuzzy shit on. Anyhow, got a mic. I should have put it on, especially when, I was a little under the weather beginning or middle of last month. That shit hasn't shook. But, anyhow, we'll clean it up. We'll do better. But this is what I got before taking off. So maybe I put it up, maybe I don't. If so, y'all welcome. Thank you. Have a good night.